Friday Night Football. We're in Dothan, Alabama, Waterworld Field here at Ripview Stadium. Contest between the Prattville Lions and the Dothan High Wolves. Prattville has the ball after a fumble recovery. And Mark, catch us up on what's going on.
Yeah, I tell you what, they had a bad turnover. A good stop right there you saw. Coming up, making the play, number 7, Kevion Dury. Dothan High did not start off like they wanted with a turnover on their very first play, bringing up, it looks like about 4th and 4 here for Prattville, but wasn't the way they started. The defense was like they're doing a good job here on the first drive.
Yeah, it seemed like they're making a good stop here after just a terrible fumble on an end-around sweep that was given off, and it was hit hard, and the ball was on the turf. But again, I'm Philip Gilly with Mark Kinney, and we're looking forward to a big game here. This is a 7A matchup. Prattville Lions going to go for a field goal here. We're just beginning. We're just 10:26 left into the first quarter, so. All right, it's good. So Prattville Lions draw first blood, so they're going to be up 3-0. But that's still a really good stop for the Wolves. I mean, because that could be disastrous down there inside the 20, for Dothan High.
Yeah, they had a wide open guy on one play. They kind of short hopped it out in the flat. Dothan High was fortunate on that, but on first down and third down, they looked really good. And for Dothan High, this game, and for Prattville, normally means who decides to go to the playoffs. When it comes to the end of the year, there's about 4 or 5 teams in 7A that fight for about 2 or 3 slots, and these are 2 of those 4 or 5 teams. So this game, it may just be week 3 of the season, but it's very important.
Exactly right. So we got a 1-1 Prattville Lions and a 2-1 Dothan High Wolves. Prattville coming off a big win over Smith Station last week, 49-6, I believe it was. And of course, Dothan High Wolves with a heartbreaking loss in double overtime last week against Auburn, 28-27. I listened to the coach, Kennedy, was speaking to a civic group, and he said it was one of the hardest losses of his career. Yeah, so, we'll see how they bounce back after that loss.
Yeah, I talked to Coach Wallace from Prattville, and he was really encouraged with game 2. The first game was a loss to Foley out of Mobile, and he turned around and got an aerial win against Smith Station. And he was really seeing an improvement in his team. He hopes it carries over to tonight's matchup. And I'll tell you what, that kicker has got a leg on him. He kicked it almost out of the back of the end zone.
Yes, he did. So that was number 46 for Prattville. And he put a boot into it. So that's going to be if he does like that, it won't be very many run backs for Dothan High. So Dothan High will start on their own 20 with the ball. Maybe they can secure it a little better. Some of Dothan High's key players playing tonight, number 5, Tamarion Peterson, is going to be big. He has got the most yards running this week since the season. Last week, they had over 300 yards rushing and over 66 yards passing. They actually outperformed Auburn in every category except the scoreboard.
And now you can imagine Prattville is really going to key on him. He comes back with 1,300 yards from last year, and that's huge for Tamarion. And Zach already got a few little small offers, but a lot of people I talked to expecting him to have, as the season goes on, if he continues to do what he's been doing, he'll get some little bigger offers, but he's a good-looking prospect.
Yes, he is 6 foot, 185, so he's a healthy youngin'. He was given the ball on that play, and he was stopped for about a yard loss. As you said, they will be looking for number 5 all night long. That was a really nifty play there from number 10, Jaden Barnes. It was like a double fake. There was one coming from each side of the field. He faked it and then turned around and just went up the middle. Fooled me a little bit.
Yeah, you probably saw that last year. Raymond Blackman, who was the Mr. Do-It-All for Dothan High, he pretty much has taken over that role on this team, and you can tell right there he's electric. If it wasn't for Jordan Davis, number 10, making that tackle, it'd probably be 7-3 right now, Dothan High. Yeah,
that was a good 20-plus yard gain, so let's give them Dothan High the 1st and 10. See the replay right there at their own 44-yard line. A little high snap, little bunch. I don't really think number 10, Jaden Barnes, the wide receiver, it looked like it was going to be a Wildcat, was kind of ready for that. It was an early snap and hit him right in the face mask.
Yeah, not sure if that little miscommunication or exactly what was going on there, but looks like something happened between the quarterback and the center, and brings up now 2nd and long.
Yeah, let's hopefully that's one of those drive killers. So number 11, Sam Broadway, the regular quarterback, sophomore, 6 foot, back in the ball game. And he had some good passing yardage last week. And he is set to pass there. Nice arm. That pass was number 10, Jaden Barnes, and that's going to get them back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, nice tackle there by George Thomas, number 4 for Prattville. Yeah, Broadway, this says a lot about him. He's just a sophomore, and the team voted him team captain. So that should tell you what kind of leader he is, I think, off the field and in the locker room and at school. That's a good sign for Dothan High, because you're looking at a good 3 more years of him. And like you just said, he throws a pretty ball, and he's only going to get better.
Yeah, this has got a nice spin on it, and that got out of his hands quickly, because that was a sideline throw, and it had to get there. Look at the pass again, like a little bit of, again, a miscommunication. Broadway threw it one way, and number 10, Jaden Barnes, was looking at a different way. So that's bring on for 4th and 10. So the Wolves are going to have to punt here with 7:50 left in this first quarter.
Yeah, this offense is not really, to spread it out and throw the ball a lot. They need to control the clock and control the line. And when you got 3rd and long here, you're playing right into Prattville's hands, and it's going to be tough for Dothan High to move that field if they've got 3rd and long all night.
Absolutely. Coach Kennedy definitely likes to keep it on the ground. You can tell by the yardage throughout the year, the way they move the ball around on running it, and it's the bread and butter of this offense. Nice high kick, going to be fair caught at the 28-yard line by number 3 of the Prattville Lions. So that's going to give them the 1st down and see if the Dothan High defense can hold them again.
Yeah, Wesley Farmer, number 17 from Dothan High School, pretty much do all the kicking duties this year. The punter, the field goal kicker, kicking off. Last year he was strictly field goal kicker, but this year he's taking over both duties, and that was a nice high kick that could not be returned by Prattville.
Quarterback number 9, Gavin Wright, hands it off for a short gain to the left side of the defense. That was to number 2, Donovan Arrington.
Mikael Lowe there with tackle number 45, getting through there and stopping it pretty much almost half a yard maybe. So it's like 2nd and 9 here for Prattville. I think we're going to have offsides on Dothan High here. Looks like 2 or 3 of the Wolves jumped offside.
Yeah, that's going to give them a 2nd and 4. Number 9, the quarterback, Gavin Rigdon for the Lions as a junior. And last week on their 49 points, he had several long passes, so they can move the ball through the air if they need to.
Yeah, they like to spread it, and they kind of use the spread formation, but their running back, Mr. Arrington, he's going to be a guy you're going to see a lot. Leads the team in touchdowns. And
great pressure by the Wolves there, going to sack him well way back to the original line of scrimmage. So good pressure there. Didn't have time really to look. They was looking downfield for a big throw, Mark, but they didn't have time to even have a short throw.
Yeah. And, the one thing last week when they played against Auburn, their defense looked really good against Auburn. If they can do that tonight and give their offense a chance, I really like Dothan's chances. But, last time they had a turnover here and they held them to only 6 yards, and I don't know if they got a field goal out of it, but they've done a great job so far, this defense, of keeping everything in front of them.
Lions look for a quick throw out, but it was well defended by the Wolves. So it stopped them for maybe a 2-yard gain, maybe a 3-yard gain, but that is going to bring up a punting situation for the Prattville Lions. So the Wolves will get the ball back.
And Javion Walker there with the tackle. Number 4 coming up, making that play, holding it to, looks like about 4th and 9, and looking real good so far for Dothan High.
It's a nice high kick. They just let it bounce. They're going to down it down at the Wolves' 36-yard line, where the Dothan High Wolves will take over. So hopefully we can get some offense moving here against the Prattville Lions and get some score on the board. 5:37 left in the first quarter. And this is what I expect. I expect to be a back and forth game like this all night long, really. I mean, it's going to be defensive, and believe me, I think it's going to be whoever makes a big play or a couple of big plays. Now, Prattville already made one, didn't capitalize with 3 points, but, you know, did get a touchdown, luckily. So 5:37, we're going to go to a commercial. Come on back and watch the rest of the game with us. All right, we are back from commercial break. Thanks for coming back with us. Again, we're at Ripkew Stadium watching the Wolves, Dothan Wolves and the Prattville Lions in this contest. The Wolves just got it back after a long punt, so they do have pretty decent field position. They fumbled on the first possession and was held about at the 45 on the second, so we're hoping that they can get some ball movement and get on down in the end zone here.
I think it's going to be a defensive battle. You're seeing both lines in the first quarter here on the defense kind of take control of the game. Like you said earlier, there's already been a turnover from the defense from Prattville. It's going to come down, I think, who makes the fewest mistakes and who can move the ball on a consistent basis and make something happen. Could be a very low-scoring affair, but as you've seen sometimes, it can change in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
But right now, it looks like both teams are really, really holding each other back pretty good.
Yep. Seems like a little bit of a feeling out period here. Both of them kind of see what they can get away with. It's a quick throw out to number 2. He's going to be able to get about 6 yards. That was Jalen Corbett, the wide receiver, senior, 6 foot, 160 pounds, and a good block out there by Dothan High Wolves to spring him for a good 7-yard gain.
Yeah, nice tackle, number 2, Tim Rollison. Very good tackle on him on the outside there. If he doesn't make that play, it's a first down and then some. Nice job by Mr. Rollison.
Now, Dothan High last Friday were 7 of 13 for third down conversion, so there was about 50%. So this is third down, so maybe they can convert that here. Going to get there, going to get maybe a half a yard, and it was snuffed out a little kind of misdirection play, and it was eventually given out to number 1, A.J. Alexander.
You're going to see right here, nice play, like a double handoff on the clear to close replay. Hands off number 1, a little inside trap. 2 nice plays right by number defense. Made a great job there, led by number 1, Luke Gordon, and number 6 on there. Sam Cook did a great job of holding their gap and making the play. Looks like another punt here for Dothan High with 3:45 to go in the first quarter.
Looked like Prattville might going to bring something. No, they faked it. It was hit the man in the middle, so he's going to have to hurry up and get that off. Luckily, he got it off, but it's going to be short. So on the long snap, you got the two back in the backfield that's supposed to be blocking. It hit one of those. I don't know if they moved in the way. But anyway, he was lucky to get that off, but it ended up being a 10-yard punt maybe?
Yeah, that's a nice play by Wesley. If he didn't pick that up, it may have only been a 15-yard punt, but it would have easily been another 15, 20 yards the other way. Because for some reason, I've never figured this out. They do not calculate your punts from where you punt the ball. It's from the line of scrimmage. And that ball was 8 yards in the backfield. So that was a good job by him getting rid of that ball.
So Prattville takes over at their own 48-yard line, hands it off to big number 2. That is Donovan Arrington. And like Mark said earlier, the Wolves are going to get a handful of him. So he's going to pick up about a little over 5 yards to make it 2nd and 5 with the clock ticking at 3:12 in the first quarter.
Xavier Nimbra with a bunch of Wolves there with the tackle. Nice first down for Prattville. Looks like it's 2nd and 4.
Low snap, bobbled a little bit by the quarterback. He is able to pick it up, but he can maybe push forward for about a yard if he's lucky. It was just a low snap to Gavin Rigdon. He was able to handle it, and luckily, but Wolves got a chance for stopping on 3rd down here.
Yeah, Gabe Smith and number 4, Javion Walker, did a great job of getting in there. That's really 2 of the last 3 snaps have not been very good for both teams from the clear to close instant replay there, and brings up 3rd and 3, maybe 3 and 4 here for Prattville.
It's definitely a long 3. They're looking for a pass, quick out, and just like the Wolves, the Prattville was not on the same page. He threw it before, number 10 actually was cutting and threw it behind him. Looked like it was supposed to be a quick out pass, but it was incomplete, so the Wolves are going to get the ball after the Prattville punt.
You'll see on this replay here, number 34, Gabe Smith getting out there and really wreaking havoc right there. Did a great job of dropping back in the zone and a clear close instant replay and brings up 4th down. Looks like they're going to try to punt it and pin them here.
Dothan High didn't put anybody back. It kind of first took a Prattville bounce and then kind of took a Dothan High bounce. So it's going to be down there at the 7-yard line?
Yeah, 7-yard line. Nice job. It's one of these games where I think you play for field position, and I agree with Coach Wallace on that punt. I know it's the first quarter, but if you have a turnover or something, you give them another 40 yards. Right now, the way Dothan High's moved the ball, not very well. Pin them here, and then you get the ball back probably inside the 50. And so I like that call by Coach Wallace.
Yeah, definitely a good idea playing the stats, and I agree with you 100%. The way the Prattville Lions have stopped the Wolves, other than a couple of plays, they have a great chance of getting great field position if they can do a 4 and out. Good hard run by number 5 there to Marion Peterson. Cut back through the middle and dragging a couple of lines with him, was able to pick up a good 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, nice job of getting the yardage there for him, trying to get out. I would imagine you're going to see a running plays here the next 3 or 4 with 1:38. Probably not trying to risk too much with the pass for Dothan High here.
Yeah, deep in their own territory. I agree. I think they'll run it. Oh, there's a big play. That's number 1. That's A.J. Alexander. He cut back in the middle. He's at the 50. He's at the 40. He's on a foot race with number 7. He's finally dragged down about the 12-yard line. Big play. That's what the Wolves needed there, Mark.
Yeah. Nice job. It's really the play they did on 3rd down last series that the 2 Prattville players did a great job of hosting him there, but number 1 got loose there and did a phenomenal job. Number 7 ended up tracking him down. Eric Miner, you'll see here on the replay, inside trap play, and he just cuts back out here and outruns everybody. Number 7 does a great job, and you'll see him cut across right here to the other side of the field and gains about another 30 yards out of it. But number 7 has the angle on him and does a great job of taking him down here with 1:15 left to go, and I'm not quite sure what the
looking at that clear to close replay, Ladarius Thomas, the wide receiver, sprung him with an absolutely great block on the outside and able him to cut back in through the middle where it was open field in the secondary.
Yeah, that was a nice play and got him out of the play and almost into the Eagle Eye red zone. And actually, I think they are on the Eagle Eye red zone now. Line 17, looking where the team is at. So Dothan High needs to get some points out of this and take advantage of that nice long run they just had.
By my calculations, I took my shoes off. That was a big 60-yard run.
Yeah. Nice blocking out front. If the number 7 isn't blocking out front, he's not getting that extra 30, 40 yards. So great job of blocking by the wide receiver.
Dothan High coming out of the huddle. They're doing a little wildcat back there with number 10, Jaden Barnes, is wide receiver, going to receive the snap. He's going to fake the handoff and try to take it inside, but did not get anywhere. He stopped by number 1, Luke Gordon, linebacker.
Yeah, Luke Gordon, a nice tackle. Looks like we got a Dothan High player down.
Let's watch this replay on the clear close replay good. So they fake it and just do a little twirl. That has worked for them in the past, even last year. I remember that, but again, number 1 was not fooled. He stayed at home.
Yeah.
And I think that's trying to get those linebackers moving, to the right side of the field to open up that middle. But again, number 1 stayed at home like he was supposed to. Good coaching.
Yeah, a little misdirection there. And looked like the lineman got run onto. The players kind of fell behind him. And so hopefully he's going to be okay. Maybe it's just a sprain, but those type of injuries can normally be pretty bad. But if you'll notice, even in high school nowadays, a lot of the linemen are wearing braces on both knees. They started that in college a few years ago for just safety reasons, to try to prevent the injuries. And sometimes a lot of times it saves them. So you'll see, it looks like he's getting up there, number 63, like he's okay. Maybe it was just a sprain, or they are playing on hard dirt up underneath this field, so it could have been he could have fell on his knee and done that as well. But hopefully, the way he's walking off, maybe he can come back. Number 63 did a great job.
Yeah, he's moving a little ginger, but you're right. I mean, you've seen him bending his knee pretty good, so I expect him to come back from that, yeah. Might have been a little stinger.
Yep.
So it is 2nd and 8. The Wolves inside the Eagle Eye red zone at the 11-yard line, looking to put 7 or at least 3. But we're gonna say 7. Got a man wide open on the flats out there. It's number 44. He's going to cut back in for a touchdown. Yes, sir. That was a beautiful play. That pass was out there to number 44, Jamel Rawell, and he was wide open by himself. That had a lot of movement in that play. It had that defense very confused.
Yeah, it did. They brought the tight end across the screen, and the DB went with the wide receiver to him on a fade route to the end zone and had his back to him. And then the wide receiver did a great job of blocking. And it looks like they're doing this little swing gate. We're not sure whether they're going to kick it or not.
So we got the call by PAT.
Looks like they're going to go for it for 2 here.
Direct snap, number 11. He's going to plow up the middle. And yes, sir, the signal finally comes in, and he did get the 2. So that's going to put the Wolves up 8-3 with 42 seconds left in this first quarter. Nice drive. And again, big long play set it up, Mark.
Yeah, real deal. You'll see here on the replay, number 44 slip out in the flat right there. Nobody takes him. And then you'll see number 2 down there does a great job of not holding and just getting in the way.
That's all you got to do.
Did a good job. But another good sign looked like Isaiah Mitke, number 63, was back out there for that extra point. So that's a good sign for him to be back out there. Hopefully it was just like a bruise or a stinger, as you say.
Yeah, great job by the Wolves. Tell you what, that was impressive. That last play for the touchdown, or the one that was for the touchdown, that last one, that was a really impressive play. Yeah, like I say, it had everybody fooled.
Yeah, they moved the ball well on that series. They threw the ball and they ran the ball, which is a good sign. Because a lot of times Dothan High, if they get far back, they can't throw the ball that well, it seems like, for some reason. But they've always been able to control the ball in line, and that was a nice sign of getting a pass play like that, because that's going to make that defense fall back a little bit.
Going to be a short kick, but it's bobbled, and then it's going to be kicked out of bounds. So Prattville will retain possession on it, but it was a short kick, and number 7 was coming in hard. He was going to try to get lots of room. There's Sam Cook, and then it was bobbled. Got a couple of hankies on the field there. See what's going on. Let's watch this clear to close replay right here. Short kick, and watch him. He comes up hard, just takes his eyes off of it. You can see it. And then it was hit off a Wolf, but goes out of bounds, so it will be Prattville ball, but let's see what the penalty's going.
A lot of times from there, that's offsides on the kicking team, most likely. Oh, personal foul on the kicking team. Not sure what that's about. Right now, the Dothan High coach is asking for a number, I think, wanting to know who did it. Well, maybe we might have a change here.
Yeah, Coach Kennedy is trying to help him understand.
Oh, it's on Prattville.
Personal foul for the Prattville. I'm sure Coach Kennedy was telling the ref, good job.
I'm not sure exactly. Now the coach from Prattville's out. He's wanting to know what that was all about. And I am myself, because that's back on the 45-yard line. That's.
I don't know what the personal foul was.
It was on Prattville. I don't know if he.
So either way, the Prattville's backed up to their own 10-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 for Prattville. 37 seconds left in the first quarter. Me and Mark really don't know what's going on, but it was a plus for the Wolves anyway.
Tackle there, looks like. Great job by Dothan High with 20 seconds left. This brings up 2nd and 8 for Prattville. Nice tackle. I think number 3 did that. Marcavius Myers, I'm sorry, for number 3 for Dothan High on the tackle.
So let's bring up 2nd and 8. Ball on the 13-yard line. Prattville's own 13-yard line. It's a long play pass, and it is incomplete, and we're going to go for a break. Come back for the second quarter. All right, hey, welcome back to the second quarter. We just had a long pass from Prattville that was incomplete. It was well defended by the Wolves. Appreciate you being with us. Again, we're just starting the second quarter. The Wolves are up 8-3 over the Prattville Lions. Let's watch this instant replay here. And you see it was in triple, double, quadruple coverage almost. There was a lot of black there. There's 3. There's another one coming in. So great defense there. And Prattville's punting. It's a high and fairly short. Got fair caught by number 10. That's Jaden Barnes. So the Wolves will take over inside the Prattville line territory at the Prattville 38-yard line.
Yeah, I think one thing you'll notice, there's a pretty good breeze tonight. And if you're looking at the TV and you're going right to left, you're into the wind, and it's going to be tough for the kickers to get any yards out of it. And that was a nice kick, really, but it got up and the wind just knocked it down, and it was about an 18, 20-yard kick. But Dothan High needs to take advantage of this inside the 40 here, just starting the second quarter.
Absolutely. Got great field position, you know, with that penalty that Prattville had that's put them way back in their own territory. Gave Dothan High a great opportunity to put some more points on the board right here. All right, Dothan is going to throw it. He faked it. He's got a man open. Oh, nice. That was supposed to be number 2, Jalen Corbett. And he just led him a little bit too much, but he had 2 steps on the defender, Mark.
He sure did. I barely overthrew him here. You're going to see the quarterback do a pump and then come back right there with the pump and come back. It's kind of like a slant go, and he had his man beat just a little bit out of the reach for number 2, but that was a nice play call, and I think they're trying to catch that defense coming up for that run, and I like that play call.
I love that play call. I think it keeps everybody honest in the back and in the backfield, and you know, when you never know when Dothan High's going to do that, always in the back of your mind. Going to be a little end around toss in the front. Going to end up getting probably, I don't know, looks like about 5 yards. So,
yeah, that was a nice tackle there by number 5, Brody Bowman. He pretty much hit. You'll see the replay here where he's wide receiver in motion, just flips it to him. Comes in, and number 5 makes a nice tackle there on him. Had a couple blockers. Good job of Mr. Bowman. Brings up 3rd and about 5, which I would imagine you're in 4-down territory if you're Dothan High.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Got a couple wide outs on the far side. Like Dothan High is going to talk it over with this 3rd and 5. Coach Kennedy wants to be sure he's got the right play for the situation. He wants to take advantage of the fact they had good field position. I don't blame him.
Yeah, he saw something he didn't like, obviously. Most likely somebody from the booth sat down and said the numbers weren't right where he needed to, and they want to make sure, because so far this has been a pretty good defensive battle, and right now Dothan High needs to take advantage of this short field.
Yes, they do. And I don't know about the field goal kicker. Do you on Dothan High?
Yeah, he's pretty good. Last week he had a rough spot at the end of the game. He had a chance to win and missed a field goal to possibly win it and win it right before overtime. But he's a good, pretty reliable kicker. And as you know, Alabama and Auburn fans all know, kicking's one of those things that you just can't understand.
Absolute truth.
And you know, I don't care how good of a team Alabama's had, they've always had a problem with kicker, and likewise with Auburn. So
absolutely. Like I say, there is a breeze. Just looking at the flag over there, it's waving. You know, so that kind of plays on a kicker's mind a little bit as well. But Dothan High needs to go ahead and get this first down so they can continue this drive.
And now they all do have the wind with them, so that is a plus. But it'll be, I would imagine they're going to go, unless they lose yards or something here, and I think they'll go for it.
Dothan High coming out, look, they're in like they're in a bunch package. Got heavily overloaded on the left side of the line. He's going to fake, did a little turnaround fake, spin, and try to get up the middle, and they were ready for that. Like number 5 and number 1 for the Prattville Lions were sitting and waiting.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Luke Gordon. It looked like the quarterback you'll see on the replay here pretty much runs into his own lineman and kind of stops him a little bit right there. Number 46 kind of held him up a little bit and gave Prattville a second to catch up with him, but it's about, I don't think they got much, if anything, out of that play, so I think it looks like it's about 4th and 4, 4th and 5.
And as we suspected, Dothan High is going to go for it. Looks like the same formation they had on the last play. Probably handed off this time. A little fake around, clogged up in the middle. Bodie breaks a tackle. Man, that's a fantastic. A.J. Alexander with an awesome second effort. He was caught behind the backfield and just kept those legs turning, turned around backwards, and just backpedaled his way to a first down, Mark.
Yeah, I think you'll see here on the replay, Prattville had about 2 or 3 guys a chance to stop him, and just didn't get it done, and he did a great job of battling through and getting that first down. That's going to be one of those plays those coaches are going to.
Javion Walker. Nope, 44. My bad. I didn't see the other 4. So that was Jamal Rowell that actually caught that ball in the flat for the touchdown.
Yeah.
On the play on the opposite side of the field. So let's hope he's not hurt. Like a big guy.
Welcome everybody back. Had a slight mechanical issue there. Dothan High ended up getting a first down on a scramble by quarterback Broadway. A couple players were hurt, looks like one from each side, and coming off the field now will bring up 1st and 10, and the Eagles on red eye on the 10-yard line here in the second quarter. Phillip.
Yes, sir. The Eagle Eye red zone is hot with Wolves right now. So hopefully they can push this thing on in and get us another touchdown. Again, I hate number 44. I hope he's going to be okay, like he was an ankle of some sort. Looking for room in the middle. Got a few. Going to pick up another at least 6 yards right there. So it's going to be about 2nd and 5 to go to the goal. They cannot get a first down. So they are in the Eagle Eye red zone, but that ball was on the 10-yard line. So can't get a first down. They're going to have to score here, Mark.
Yeah, looked like Chris Clary, number 12, was in a host of Lions there with the Tiger on the nice tackle. Brings up 2nd and goal from the 5.
Going to be a direct snap. Number 5, number 1, that's A.J. Alexander. He's looking to the room. He's pushing the pile, and he's going to push it into the end zone for a touchdown. Another great, fantastic effort by the Wolves on the offense, not giving up.
Yeah, they made contact with him there at about the 4-yard line, and I thought for a second they had him. I tell you what, he kept grinding those legs and driving those legs and ended up getting a touchdown out of it. That was a nice, strong run by number 1 there, A.J. Alexander. That was impressive. Wow, he's just a freshman.
Yep, freshman, 5'10", 170. So he's had 5 TDs so far this year, so he is going to be a force to be reckoned with for several years. And the call Bob PAT is up, and it's good. So with that, the Wolves take the lead 15-3 with 8:03 left in the second quarter. Again, great field position. They took advantage of it. They had a 3rd down situation, had a 4th down situation. You know, didn't give up. Coach Kennedy called a couple great calls, and really was a lot better second effort by the running back, especially number 1, A.J. Alexander. I think 2 of those plays, the one where he got the first down and the touchdown, was him.
Yeah, that was strong. You know, you don't see a kid normally in the, freshman high school on a varsity team, and especially don't see a freshman on the team whenever he's sitting there driving all the way up and down the field and running through 2 or 3 guys. That'll be on his highlight reel, I promise you that, after tonight.
All right. The Wolves Nation is on fire. Band is playing. The student section, which was voted #1 last year, is up on his feet. Great kick. It's going to be off into the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback. So the Prattville Lions will take over at their own 20 with 8:03 left in the second quarter. And good-looking couple drives by the Dothan High Wolves.
Yeah, it sure was. Their defense helped them last time to shorten up the field and did a great job. But they executed and made a nice play there. Broadway made a couple of nice decisions, and that fourth down, just grinding and getting that first down was nice for Dothan High.
Prattville Lions looking to move the ball, give it off to their big running back. Of course, that's his #2, Donovan Arrington. He's going to pick up about 3 yards on the right side of that offensive line for the Lions. Pretty good job.
Yeah, nice tackle by Zach Walker for Dothan High, staying in his zone and making a nice read. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Handoff's going to be to Donovan again, and he is met at the line of scrimmage by #6. Great job of staying at home, and there was nowhere for #2 to go.
Yeah, that's back-to-back plays for #6, Zach Walker. There's a host of Wolves there, but Zach left him first, and great job of holding his ground and then getting help here from about 2 or 3 other guys and making the play, and good defense from Dothan High right there.
The Wolves defense is looking just fantastic. I mean, other than the fumble and the 3-point kicks because of the fumble, they've hardly not allowed the Lions to move the ball hardly at all.
Yeah, Dothan has really good team speed, and right now that's giving Prattville problems.
It's going to be a pass. Looking for #15, and he caught the ball. He got behind the defense. He's going to be brought down, luckily, though, at about the 23-yard line. Big play by Prattville.
Yeah, Seam White with the tackle. Not sure we got a flag. We got a feeling it may be sideline warning over here.
Yes.
Most likely on Prattville.
Yeah, that pass was to another Donovan they have on the Prattville Lions. That's Donovan Brown, wide receiver, 5'11", 166. Made a great. He had a Wolves defender right there, as you see on the replay, and but he was just able to high point the ball and then make a quick turn and gain some more yardage. So big play for the Lions, getting in almost into the Eagle Eye red zone. It ain't about 3 yards away. Hands off is to Arrington. He's going to get at least 6, if not 7 yards. That put him inside the Eagle Eye red zone. So that's going to be at the 16-yard line.
Seam White with another tackle there. That's a nice first down for Prattville. You know, the throw, he threw in double coverage, but, you know, if relate to basketball, he kind of like boxed his man out and didn't let him get a play on it and caught it and spun out of trouble and made a nice game for Prattville.
The hands off again to Donovan Arrington, but he was stopped maybe after a yard gain. So it's going to bring up, 3rd and about 2.
Looks like we got a heat timeout here. Nice tackle there by Mr. Jimmy Baird, number 29. Did a great job. It looks like Dothan High is really selling out to the run. They're putting their defensive backs on islands and bringing everybody else to stop that run to Prattville. And so far they've done a good job. But going to bring up here 3rd and 2.
Yeah, I mean, Dothan High on that long play had fairly good position, like you said, but he was just boxed out, and, you know, the Prattville line went up a little bit higher to get the ball. Again, he made a great turn to gain another 10, 20 yards, 15 yards after he caught the ball. So I thought he was going to be down right there after he caught it, but he was able to get down there. So the Prattville's in great shape right now to score at least 3, if not a touchdown. So bring this competition a little closer. But, yeah, don't ever count them out. They got some big guys, and they got some athletes.
Yeah, it looked like it was not necessarily a back shoulder throw, but it was a kind of a short throw. And those are the hardest ones for defensive backs to cover because they're not seeing it being short, so they don't have it. They stop, 1 or 2 seconds after the wide receiver does, and right there it was a benefit to Prattville.
Mr. Donovan Arrington, number 2, single man in the backfield, and he will get it. He's going to going to cut to the left, and he is met, and it's going to be close for the first down. From the way the referee is marking the ball, it may be a half a ball, short.
Yeah. I would expect them to go for it here. You're going to see a replay. Dothan High comes up and sticks him really good. Long hair kind of reminds me of Henry from Alabama back in the day with the long ponytail.
Looks like a little bit of Derrick Henry there.
And they did a good job. I think we get a measurement here to see what we got to clear to close. And it's a replay. Great job by our camera crew getting that to you with 5:09 here left. I think if I'm Prattville, I'm going for it whether – if we're short or not, I think we're going for it.
I think I would too, no more than I've moved the ball. I mean, the only thing they moved the ball time was a big play. You can't count on those all the time. You can't say, well, I'm going to have a big play in the fourth quarter to, do what I need to do. But,
I mean, we're talking inches is what we're looking at. Inch, maybe 2 short, brings up 4th down.
Yeah, I see a tight formation here, maybe just a quarterback draw.
Actually, no. Kind of setting up for the field goal. Looks like that surprises me.
Well, that surprised me too. I figured they'd go. Now they got a great field goal kicker, but
they made it try to draw him off sides here.
Kick is up, and he's got a foot. He kicked it over the field house, and that is good. So with 4:59 left in the second quarter, till the half, Wolves 15, Lions 6.
I'll tell you what, he's got a heck of a leg. Like you said, it went over the concession stand easily into the breeze.
Yeah.
So that was a nice job. It's a little confusing to me because even with the field goal, you're still a 2-possession game here, and you only needed 2 or 3 inches. I thought that they would probably go for it, but
yeah, even with them getting another touchdown and a 2-point, you're still behind 1.
That's right.
So that 2-point conversion that the Wolves had going to come into play, I'm afraid, here towards the end of the game.
Doing a good job tonight because that kicker, he's done a phenomenal job for. Make sure we give him credit out there. Looks like number 16, Sam McClendon. We'll see what kind of leg he's got.
That's going to be fielded at about the 3-yard line by number 2 of the Wolves. That is Jalen Corbett. He's got some room on the left side. Makes a cut and another cut back. We got a flag on the field. I'm afraid it's going to be a block in the back, and that's going to bring it back. But he was almost to the at the 44-yard line with a great return. Man, he found his seam, and he took off.
Okay.
That's what it was, holding on return team. So
that's
it is going to bring it back.
He has such a good hold on the side here. You'll see on the replay. Again, he kicked that to the wind inside the 5. Made him not miss right there, and there's your hold right there on number 49, grabbing his jersey.
And really wouldn't have made a whole lot of difference. And that's usually how it goes. So with after the penalty mark off, the Wolves will take over at their own 15-yard line with 4:48 left to the half. Plenty of time for the Wolves. Just settle down and play your game.
Yeah, I agree. And I need to get a correction there. Reed Montgomery, number 46, is the kicker for Prattville. So he did a good job, and he's a weapon. He'll be a weapon all year. With a leg like that, he can put some points on the board.
Wolves got a man in motion. Broadway's looking downfield. There's no one there. Great coverage by number 4 for Prattville. So he's going to be brought down by 2 or 3 Lions after about a yard gain.
Yeah, Nice tackle here by Mr. Vodney Cleveland. Brings up 2nd and 10. Here's a clear to close replay. Secondary did a great job of doing covering, and he just tucked it down and got a yard there. 95, number 32, with a nice stop, but barely half a yard game, it looks like.
Yeah, number 4, the senior, Jorius Thomas, defensive back, was all over the wide receiver for the Wolves, and they went nowhere for him to throw the ball. Direct snap to number 5, and he hands it off up the middle. Gonna get maybe back to where he was. Actually, maybe even lose a few inches. It's gonna bring up 3rd and 9.5 for the Wolves. Great defense in the interior for the Prattville Lions, Mark.
Yeah, Vodney Cleveland again, number 95, did a great job of making a play on there. He started off on the left and went across the field and made a nice hustle play for him. And also you had number 2 there, did a great job as well. That's Tim Rawlinson on making that play for Prattville. Brings up 3rd and long, and this is where Dothan High does not want to be.
Got 2 wideouts on the near side, 1 on the far side. Broadway looking for a quick pass to number 10, let his athletic ability take over. He does slip 3 tackles. They got him high, but he's not going to do much more after that. But boy's exciting there for about 2 or 3 seconds. Looked like he might make something happen.
You know, he's one of them kids. He can get in a phone booth, don't get wet when it rains. Does a good job. He's quick. That's actually the play before here, where the defense stopped him down and had to made the run. But we got a timeout, looks like.
Yeah, so with 2 minutes and 48 seconds left, the Prattville Lions going to get fairly decent, according to how the punt goes, but it's going to get fairly decent field position, Mark. So, you know, if they get another big play, they can put some more points on the board, and boy, that would look good going to the locker room.
And with the kicker they've got, you know, you'd probably just need to get to about the 30-yard line, I would think.
Absolutely.
Even into the wind. He's got a good leg on him, and he's got some distance, but they'll see what we do here. You know, we've had a couple bad snaps from both teams, so that's always interesting, and hopefully Dothan High can get this kickoff.
The Lions have got 1 timeout left, so that's going to make a difference as well. Again, it's according to how this return is and how this punt is, but that 1 timeout may come into play as well. But again, with 2:48, the Wolves have played great defense, except for, you know, a fumble, and then a long play that they gave up, a pass play. They've been stellar at defense and have done real well on offense. I mean, a couple of great drives. So Coach Kennedy's got to be pleased, except for those couple mistakes.
And I think if you're Prattville, you're probably going to spread it out and not let that defense load the box up on you, because that's probably going to be their best chance to move the ball against Dothan High tonight.
The deep man for Prattville on the 50-yard line, I mean, standing straight on it. That's a wide receiver, Heron Callan. So it's going to go out of bounds. The kick at about the Prattville 48-yard line. Look like where they're going to mark it, where Prattville Lions will take over with 2:41 left in this for the half ends.
Yeah, that's going to be good field position for Prattville with a little less than 3 minutes to go.
Like you said, probably about 20 yards and get them in field goal position.
I would think so easily. And then, you know, you also got to think about I know you only get 1 timeout, but in high school, the clock does stop after every first down. So that's a nice, if you're on offense.
Yeah, you can definitely use that to your advantage. Got trips on the far side for the Lions. A single man over here, Mr. Donovan. Single man in the backfield, low snap. So he's going to take off with a run. I don't know if that was a quarterback call or that, or just a low snap. I don't know.
And they looked like a low snap there, and kind of made the quarterback kind of hesitate a little bit, and gave Jimmy Berry, number 29, a chance to come up and make that tackle.
Yeah, Gavin Rigdon was able to secure that ball, but he wasn't able to get no momentum going. That always messes your timing up. They're looking deep. Got a man down there, and they may be, there's a little contact, but I don't see a yellow flag anywhere. So great defense there by number 4, Javion Walker. Let's watch this replay on this thing. He had him open for a little bit.
I think that the problem what they're talking about, that's the hit on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Prattville's problem is the Dothan High player never turned his head around for the ball. So that was a nice pressure on the quarterback. And the best thing from Dothan High is it stops the clock with 2:06 to go. If they can get a stop here and get a timeout, they should get pretty good field position even.
Yeah, Dothan High Wolves with 2 timeouts. Kind of a little throwback, a little miscommunication. He was trying to throw it to the man that was blocking. That was number 15, so that's going to be another incomplete pass. That's going to bring up 4th down. So the Wolves are going to get the ball back with over 2 minutes left and 2 timeouts. Mark.
Yeah, you saw number 19 on your screen there. I think the ball was intended for him, but the quarterback, a little miscommunication between him and the receiver. And there was good pressure by Dothan High as well to make him speed up that process.
Jalen Corbett and Jaden Barnes both back deep for this punt. He calls for a fair catch, and it takes a great Wolves bounce. It's going to get it almost to the 30-yard line, somewhere around the 28-yard line, where the Wolves will take over possession with 1:52 left before the half. Hey, if I'm Coach Kennedy, hey, I'd pull some stuff out of the hat, Mark.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. You got to be careful here and don't do too much. Put yourself in a bad spot with a turnover. The first play of the game, they didn't hold on to the ball like they're supposed to and gave Prattville a really, really short field and ended up getting a field goal out of it. So, but I would expect them to kind of speed the tempo up a little bit, some short pass routes, and kind of make things happen here.
Like we're going to get he's another fake, and look at, the man slipped down. He is wide open. Oh, Broadway just threw it over too much. Number 7 for the Prattville Lions slipped down on the turf, and so number 10 was wide open. Goodness gracious, that was Jaden Barnes had all day. He didn't see nothing in front of him but the band.
Yeah, the quarterback had a lot of pressure on him, though. That's what kind of rushed up the throw. But after, you'll see here on the replay, you asked Mr. Broadway when it's over with, he was getting pressured right there. It made him overthrow the ball. That was a good job by the defense, but you asked Mr. Broadway after the game, he wished he could have that back.
2nd and 10. Looking, he's pump fakes again. He's looking deep again. He's got a great arm. A little bit of pushing, but I think that was mutual. I don't think either one of those should. I think that was a good no call on that because both of them had hands shoving. Nobody had got an advantage. So with 1:39 left, that's going to be 3rd and 10. The clock is stopped because it was incomplete pass. So, hey, took a couple shots. I mean, you know.
Yeah, and I think, Prattville didn't get the call on the long throw, and that happened on the Prattville side. So I'm not expecting Dothan High to get that call right after the last series, but there was a lot of hand-to-hand fighting.
Broadway's in there by himself. He's going to take it off and run, try to get the 1st down. He's not going to quite make it. He's going to get 8 of those 10 yards. 7 of those 10 yards. So it is going to bring up 4th down with 1:26 left before the half.
Nice tackle there by number 1. Looks like Dothan High's going for it.
Dothan High running a play. I think they're probably going to pull him off sides, try to pull him off sides. That will give him a 1st down because there's 4 yards left. Look like
I think Prattville's got a timeout.
going to call their last timeout. It's all right. Hey, Dothan High is acting like they're going to go for it. I don't know. With the lead that they have right now, 15-6. I don't know if I'd take a chance with the Prattville getting the momentum and stopping them there and scoring or kicking a field goal and going to the locker room with them having the last score.
And also, Prattville will be receiving the kickoff in the 2nd half, so you got to think about that as well. You don't want Prattville to have 2 possessions back-to-back before you have another one. So if I was Dothan High, I'd be careful. That may be what they're thinking about right here. But it looked like they were bringing number 10 out for them, Jaden Barnes, to run the Wildcat.
Well, if you saw Coach Kennedy ran in a play in a hurry, he might have been trying to catch the defense off guard and not ready. And I think that's why the Prattville Lions called a timeout, because they did run in a play very quickly.
Looks like it's 4th and 2 here.
Prattville loading the box. Sam Broadway looking to Coach Kennedy for some direction. Looking at the play clock down to 9, 8. They're going to let it run down, and they are going to run the play. And it's to number 5, and he's going to get the first down and a little bit more. Great call to Marion Peterson. Hey, want some confidence in your offense, huh?
Yeah, student body right back in USC football. Hand off to him, and everybody and their brother goes right. Got to the edge and got the first down. Nice run by Mr. Peterson there for Dothan High. See the replay here. Hand off to him and breaks the tackle and gets about another 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, nice replay of the clear close replay. Kind of lose about a yard there on the handoff. That was to number 1, A.J. Alexander. Prattville Lions having none of that. The clock still, like they stopped the clock. It's 51 seconds. Look like Dothan High Wolves is going to call one of their 2 timeouts. See if I can't come up with a couple plays that get them down into at least field goal range.
Yeah, it kind of surprised me there. I thought they would kind of spread the ball out and throw it a little bit after they got the first down. But hand the ball off, didn't catch Prattville off guard, and Prattville made the nice stop. And actually for a loss of yards, so it brings up 2nd and 11 for Dothan High. So,
yeah, Dothan High, they're on 44-yard line. Again, leading 15-6. Boy, a score right here would be big going into the half if they could muster up some kind of points, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. And I think that's what's Coach Kennedy. Again, they still have 1 timeout left.
Taking a picture there of the Dothan High cheerleaders. Both bands looks like they'll be going tonight.
Got 2 wide receivers out to the far side. To Marion Peterson in the backfield. And I've been impressed with Broadway's arm. He's got a good arm now. He's looking, gets a little pressure, looking downfield. He's got a man in the middle, and he's open, and he got it. That's number 10, Jaden Barnes. He's going to get down and drag his man all the way in for a touchdown with 39 seconds left. Mark Kinney, man, another great second effort and a beautiful throw through the middle by Mr. Broadway.
I'll tell you what, this Dothan High team, I'll give them one thing. When they get somebody on them, they're going to grind and they're going to push those legs and get those extra yards. That's about the 4th or 5th play we've had where he's done that. And that guy had him about the 10, 8-yard line.
Yeah.
He pretty much drug him the rest of the way in. And beautiful throw by Broadway across the field, hitting him in stride.
Here we go.
PAT right here.
Kick is up, and looks like it is good. So let's do a replay right here. And again, watch this beautiful throw by Broadway. I mean, had some pressure coming in. Good job of kind of fending that pressure off right there. Hit him in stride right there. Didn't even have to slow down. And you're right, he caught him at about the 15-yard line. At number 10, Jaden Barnes just would not be denied. So, hey, give Coach Kennedy credit. He had enough confidence in his team going forward on 4th down. Here's a clear close. Watch Coach Kennedy, see if he ain't excited. Yeah. All right, we'll be back. All right, we got 39 seconds left here for the half. Dothan High Wolves have really played well, showed the grittiness that they have as a team, and tell you what, been impressive. All right.
Nice touchback there by number 17. Did a great job of hitting the ball in the back and making things happen for Dothan High. Up 22-6 here with 39 seconds. I wouldn't expect Prattville to do much. Phillip, I think they're just probably going to run the ball a few times and try to get on out of here and get the ball in the second half.
Yeah, I think go in there, make some corrections in the locker room and talk it over on things they could stop. And you're right. I mean, another pick 6 or something like here would be devastating. So I don't see them doing nothing. Just hand it off to number 2, Mr. Donovan, and just run this clock out and go into the locker room and get the ball coming into the second half.
There's 3 or 4
Mr.
guys.
Arrington is hard to bring down, too, and that's just what they did. He gained about 6 yards on that carry, and the clock ticking. They have no timeouts left, so they'll let that go on down. This will probably be the last play.
And they came up and stuck him pretty good, but he continued to drive those legs and get about 3 or 4 yards. Did a great job. Looks like that will be the last play here that we have in the half, and the Wolves up 22-6. Phil, what you think being this first time back from last week? What do you think about first half?
Well, I tell you what, I'm very impressed with the Wolves. Other than a couple mistakes, had the fumble in the first quarter and the long play in the second quarter that was able to give the Prattville Lions a couple scores, but they did hold them to field goals. So wasn't able to put it in there for the 7. And the offensive play just phenomenal, I think. I mean, just gritting and grinding, make some passes when they knew to, had a great mix of throwing the ball, of running the ball, really keeping the Prattville Lions, off guard on different plays, misdirection plays.
Yeah, I think what you're looking at, for what I think is that Dothan High did a better job of passing and running the ball, and Prattville more or less kind of only yards they got was throwing the ball in the air. They're going to probably get the ball started in the second half, so y'all come back, get you a bite to eat, and get you something to drink and come watch the second half.
Yep, thank you for being with us.
President, Dr. Dennis Kerr, Fine Arts Director, Mr. Scott Fall, and Principal, Dr. Keith Bland, we proudly present to you the Dothan High School Pride of the Wolfpack Marching Band. Tonight's performance will include music from the 1970s and features tracks by the Bee Gees, Paul Simon, and more. Now, without further ado, the Pride of the Wolfpack Marching Band.
Hello, Rick Hughes Stadium. Dothan football is a tradition.
Welcome back to Dothan, Alabama. Beautiful Rip Hughes Stadium. And appreciate you being with us again for some awesome Friday night football. This is week number 3. Friday night football. We are watching the Dothan Wolves take on the Prattville Lions. Been a great first half for the Wolves anyway. They are leading 22-6 mark, and they've done quite well on offense and on defense. Held the Prattville to, again, just 2 field goals.
Yeah, great job. It didn't start out really well for Dothan. They fumbled on their first possession on offense. Prattville ended up only getting 3 points out of it, but after that, Dothan High really did a great job of getting some points on the board and moving the ball. They did a better job, I think, in the first half, throwing the ball and also with running the ball. Prattville had a problem running the ball a lot, but what you're looking at that, on the field is Dothan High really getting into the box and stopping that run and making them throw the ball. And Dothan High has done a great job on defense.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The couple of scores that they had was one, like you said, on the fumble, and the other one was a long pass play which set up the touchdown or another field goal, rather. And they got a great field goal kicker on there. But Dothan High has really been stout on defense. Other than those, 2 little hiccups that they had, I mean, they have been really, really tough. Again, I'm looking for Prattville Lions to maybe throw the ball a little bit more this half. But we are just now starting the third quarter with the Dothan High kicking off the Prattville, and they kicked it out of the end zone. So the Prattville Lions will start on their own 20-yard line, and I'm sure Coach Wallace had some things to say for him in the locker room.
Yeah, he sure did. He's probably going to try to come out, probably do a few little wrinkles. Need to open up that rushing attack because Dothan High is just pretty much putting about 9 guys in the box and leaving their defensive backs on an island out wide. And I would imagine Prattville's going to have to throw the ball a little bit to open that up for them, because Dothan High did a great job of stopping that run.
So the Prattville Lions are coming out again with trips on the far side. The ball is handed off to Mr. Arrington. He is going to get maybe a yard or 2. And again, as we said earlier, the Wolves have been really, really stingy up front. So I think they're going to have to try to get this outside. I know Mr. Donovan's got lots of speed, Arrington, and maybe try to break him out a little bit and, leave that interior of that defense alone.
And Xavier Barr, 94 there, did a great job of stepping that hole, not allowing 2 or 3 yards there. I'm sorry, Mr. Erickson.
Number 9, Gavin Rigdon, continues to be the quarterback. And this has been the set for pretty much the whole ball game, is leaving Mr. Erickson in the back. Single is going to be a quick out, try to get him in space, and he kind of slips down on the turf, so he's going to be down at about the 21, 22-yard line. So let's bring up 3rd and long.
Javion Walker is doing a great job getting out there and making that tackle. Number 4 did a good job. You'll see here in the close replay, quick bubble screen. Number 4 comes up and stops him right there. Does a great job of making that tackle. Brings up 3rd and long for Prattville.
Gavin Rigdon looking to the sideline, checking his wrist. He's got all the plays on his wrist, and what play the coach called, got trips on the far side. Look like he's going to roll to his right, maybe. Nope, looking to his left. He's got the ball, it's up, and it is caught. And that is about number 5. Looked like he pushed off just a hair there. But that is wide receiver Jack Studdard with the catch.
Yeah, they did a good job. One-on-one, you'll see here on the clear to close replay. Just throws it up, and the defensive back barely got his hand around in time, but nice play by Prattville getting that first down.
1st and 10 from the 44. Rigdon rolling to the right. Throws the ball, but it was in double coverage. I think he was just almost like throwing that ball away. It was intended for number 11 wide receiver Tristan Blackman, but he was well covered.
It looked like Zach Walker, number 6, got out in space and made a play on it. Mr. Rigdon probably like to have that ball back. He threw into double coverage. That brings up 2nd and 10, as you can see on the scoreboard there. But the brand new, what you're looking there at is the new concession stand that just completed this year for the Ripview Stadium.
The ball is given straight up the middle to Mr. Arrington. He is going to get probably another about 8 yards before he's tripped up. So this is going to bring up 3rd and a long 3. There was a little hole open up that time on the right side of that O-line there, Mark.
Yeah, they did a good job there. Javion Walker tripped him up. Or he would have definitely had a first down. Brings up, looks like about 3rd and 3 here for Prattville.
Those outside defensive don't need to be caught napping. Oh, it's kind of like a little screen. No, and it was dropped by number 44. He had lots of room, but he was wanting to run before he caught the ball. Boy, I used to do that a lot, Mark.
Yeah, he thought he had a big play, and it was a nice play call from the coaches of Prattville. Caught Dothan High off guard. He'd easily had the first down, then some. You'll see here on the replay.
Close. Yeah, this is intended for number 44, Colin Seegers. He's tied in. And again, he just, as you can see, he tried to run before he caught it. So they're going to have to punt the ball away. Nice high punt. It's going to take a Lion. It's going to be right about at the 5-yard line. So Dothan High will take over 1st and 10 at the 5-yard line with 9:22 left in the 3rd quarter. And another good defensive stand there for the Wolves, Mark.
Yeah, nice kick by Paxton Janola. Put that inside the 10-yard line for Dothan High. Didn't really come out and get what they wanted to start off the game. Had the play call, the execution wasn't there. Hitting right in the hands, and Prattville needs to try to hold them here, because I don't think they want to be down 2 or 3 scores against this Dothan High rushing attack, because they'll run the clock out if they get a chance. They're very talented when it comes to running the ball.
Dothan High's got a tight look. They're going to do a direct snap. Number 10, James Barnes, wide receiver. He's going to get almost a first down. He's going to get about 9 yards. That was a really nice play, nice hard run.
Yeah, nice tackle made by number 24 from Prattville. It's that same play where he kind of turns off and fakes it to the guy in motion. You'll see here on the replay, turns off, fakes it 2 guys, and then just takes it right up the middle. And had us confused. Had the Prattville Lions defense confused as well.
Yeah, they used number 28 Tanner Johnson fullback as the lead blocker on that, and he did a good job of opening up some space. Oh man, that's number 5, Tamarion Peterson. He was looking, and that's about the second or third time he's had a slip. They may have changed his cleats.
He was trying to make a cut back to the middle, and his feet came out underneath. Right there, you're looking at that new concession stand there, the Ripley Stadium concession stand. We just completed that this year. It's a very nice cinema if you come out to watch a game.
So the Wolves got a 3rd and 5. So and they're all their own 12-yard line. So if they don't get a first here, this is going to put the Lions in great field position somewhere around the 50-yard line. It's just going to be a regular run to the right, and he is not going to get the first down. As a matter of fact, he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So that's bringing them up 4th and 4, and the Wolves are going to have to punt the ball away.
Yeah, I think
good defensive stand for the Lions.
Yeah, number 6 right there, Sam Cook was the leader. He got some help, but he made the initial contact. And that's a good job to stop Tamarion because he's a tough runner.
Absolutely.
And did a good job of probably most likely to get the ball on Dothan High's field after the punt.
So that's number 3, Mr. Callen, wide receiver, 5'9", 160, back to receive it, and he is inside the 45-yard line. It's going to call fair catch, and it's going to be right at about the 48, 49-yard line inside the Wolves' territory, where the Lions are going to take over with 7:15 left in this third quarter. Great field position, great opportunity for them to score and get some points and get a little closer and narrow this lead, Mark.
Yeah, you know, they were probably a little disappointed they didn't get the first down the last one, but they punted it, played good defense, and now they're right back to about where they would have been at if they'd have got the first down. So, you know, Prattville's thinking, let's get some rhythm, let's get going, and get down and make a game of this, being down, you know, 16 points at this time. Really 2-possession game still, so the game's still definitely in reach.
You know, I was looking at some replays from last week of the Lions when they played Smith Station, and they threw to the tight ends a lot, and they haven't done that this game. Maybe one time, that last play where he dropped was to the tight end. Rigdon's rolling to the right, and pass is going to be incomplete. It was a low throw, wobbly throw, and number 15 was not able to come up with it. So that was sophomore Donovan Brown. He tried his best to get his hands up under it, but just could not.
You can see how committed that Dothan High was there, because there was 3 guys that was rushing the passer. So they're bringing guys and loading that box up and trying to make that quarterback make a quick decision. That time that helped them out.
Yeah, they're playing a one-on-one on the wide receivers. They're not playing a zone. So they're trusting their wide receivers to be able to, there's Mr. Arrington breaking a tackle and be able to get the first down. It was 2nd and 10, and he's got 13.
A nice tackle by there by number 20, Asim White, for a first down.
Here's a clear to close replay, and watch how hard this run is. He's a big guy, too.
If he gets that stiff arm, number 20 right there, he may still be running. And he looks like the type of running back that as the game goes, he gets stronger.
Yeah, so, he's 6'2", 220, so he's a load. He's going to run right behind the fullback and find an opening and pick up another 10 yards. Where it's marked, if it's not a first down, it is surely close.
A nice tackle by Javion Walker. He's had a really good game. But Mr. Erickson, he runs hard, and his knees are high, and he runs with an attitude.
Prattville Lions going NASCAR, going fast. Oh, got to jump off sides there. That's going to give him a first down. So that's going to be against Dothan High. It's going to move it 5 yards ahead, so it's going to put it about the 25-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10. Prattville Lions moving the ball with a couple big runs by Mr. Arrington.
Yeah, that's just not having discipline on the defensive line, and that drives coaches crazy on the sidelines because they can't go anywhere until they hike it. So you should be watching that football.
Again, Arrington running to that right side. He has used that right side, and he is, again, like we said, the longer, like Mark said, the longer he's going, it seems like the stronger he's getting. So that is pushing him forward for another first down. Boy, that's staying ahead of the chains, ain't it?
And I tell you, with that long hair, he does remind me of Derrick Henry. He's wearing the number 2 jersey, too. I wonder if that's a coincidence. I bet that's probably his favorite running back. I see a lot of similarities in those two.
So inside the Eagle Eye red zone at the 11-yard line. They can get a first, I guess, at the half-yard line. Apparently, Coach Wallace had a big motivational speech in the locker room. The Wolves were ready for that. It was the same handoff to Donovan Arrington, but he was stopped at the line of scrimmage that time.
A nice tackle there by Jimmy Berry. I think we've got a heat time out here. Third quarter clear to close. You'll see 3 or 4 of them led by number 29, but there's 3 or 4 guys there, and you need him to bring him down. He runs with an attitude for sure.
All right, we're going to head to a commercial. We'll be right back. Hey, the Lions are moving the ball. Come back and check it out.
Nice rich zone. We got it right here.
Man, that drone was something else.
Beautiful sight here.
There's a handoff up the middle again to Donovan Arrington, and he is going to be brought down, at the goal line. So it is going to be 3rd and inches.
Actually, probably be first down, I think.
So did he get a first? Not quite. It's going to be the same play. They just give it to him one after another, and he's going to bust. He's going to get a touchdown. So the Prattville Lions on the shoulders of number 2, Mr. Donovan Arrington, have scored to make this a 22-12 game right now before the call by PAT.
They'll have to go for 2 here, I believe, to make this an 8-point ball game. Yeah, they're going to go for 2.
Yep, they're definitely going to go for 2.
So I guess we got the call.
Mr. Rigdon's going to make the call.
Twice.
He's going to roll out looking for a wide receiver. He's going to throw across his body, and it is knocked down by the Wolves. So that's going to negate the call by PAT on there. So that was number 4. That was Javion Walker with a super play. Let's watch his touchdown on the clear to close instant replay. Watch how hard he runs. I mean, he gets hit right there and just still didn't go down. So again, 6'2", 220. That's a man.
Yeah, the way the offense came out that time, it looked like to me that maybe Coach Walsh on the sideline, maybe questioned their manhood and how strong and how tough and how mean they were, because that drive, they just pretty much loaded up and went right at them and pretty much controlled the line of scrimmage with some very hard running for Mr. Arrington, and that was impressive. He's got 4 or 5 touchdowns, and he added to it, and he looks extremely strong here in the second half.
Yeah, and I agree with you 100%. That O-line did a great job, especially the right side. He ran right side most every time, and he had at least a small window to get through anyway. And then after that, he was all him. So 4:58 left in the third quarter. The Lions have narrowed the lead to 22-12. High kick, going to be taken at about the 5-yard line. Again, that's number 2, Jalen Corbett. And he's going to get down to probably about the 25-yard line. We do have a Prattville line on the turf with an injury, so it's going to be an injury timeout.
I think that's Eric Miner, number 8, the one with the tackle. Might have got a knee to the head or shoulder, got a stinger there. Looks like he's going to be okay. He's the one that made the tackle. Holding that left arm down. May have a stinger on that left shoulder. So.
Yeah, those hurt. Goes numb for a little while. So Dothan High looking to answer the score by the Prattville Lions and keep this lead going. So again, 4:51 left in the second quarter, and hey, this is where Dothan High needs to grind it like they know how to do.
And I can't stress enough that this game has really decided in the last couple years who got to go to the playoffs. So I know it's only week 3, but this is a very important game for both teams.
Got a man in motion. He's going to fake the ball, and this is the quarterback. That's number 10, James Barnes, the Wildcat, or number 11, Sam Broadway, and he has got nothing but green, turf, and he is going to score. On a 70-yard,
he still would be.
Almost 80-yard thing. So he faked the inside handoff, and that middle was wide open. Everybody bid on it.
That was impressive.
Tell you what, big plays can make a difference, ain't no doubt. And that just answered that. So all that momentum that Prattville Line had and all that, let's watch this call by PAT, then we'll talk about it. Kick is up. Kick is good. So that, again, Wolves didn't take much time on getting that touchdown back. Makes it 28-12. So watch this replay here. Watch everybody bite on this fake handoff to Marion Peterson. He's going to come inside. There's a fake. Everybody go there. Good blocking up front. And number 11, Sam Broadway, had nothing but green grass. All he had to do was run, force, run.
That's a nice call play and nice execution. And like you said, completely caught the Prattville defense off guard. And I don't think there was anybody within 5 to 7 yards of him.
I don't either. So it's a fantastic fake on that. So with that, Prattville, again, they was motivated. They was up. The momentum was on their side. And that kind of took the air out of their balloon.
And again, I can't stress to you, Mr. Broadway's only a 10th grader. So, I mean, he's only going to get better as the season goes on. And that's impressive. As I said earlier in the broadcast, his team nominated him to be a team captain. That tells you what type of leader he is in 10th grade. And these guys on this team see that. That's impressive for a young man who's just barely 16 years old.
Wesley Farmer with the kick. Nice kick, going to go out of the back of the end zone. So it's going to be bring it out to the 20, touchback. And that's where Prattville will take over with 4:38 left in the second quarter. And how long did it take for them Wolves to score on that one? What was it?
No,
it didn't take long, did it?
Sure didn't. The first half, they hard to get points. In the second half so far, both teams have kind of just controlled the line of scrimmage. One, obviously, on a long run, but the other, being Prattville, they controlled the line and moved right down the field. So
yeah, Coach Wallace is going to have to settle his players down and say, look, hey, still a lot of ball game left, you know. Got trips on the far side. Donovan Arrington still the lone man in the backfield. And he gets it. He cuts out to the right, and he finds space himself. He's going to bulldoze his way down to about the 33-yard line. That one of the few times that he got outside, Mark.
Yeah, another nice tackle there by Jalen Corbett on the play. Another 14, 15 yards from Arrington. You'll see him right here. Let's count how many tackles he breaks. Maybe you won't.
Same formation, except the trips are on this side instead of the far side. Let's see if they run Donovan Arrington, and try a long pass. And there it is. Not very too long, but he's got a man open, and he's going to be inside the midfield with a catch. So fantastic catch out there by number 3. That's Mr. Collin, Wuhan Collin, wide receiver, 5'9", 160.
Great job there. Prattville getting that. Dothan High was trying to load that box up, and so they kind of threw over the top of that defense. Nice play by number 3 from Prattville coming up with that ball. Tim Ralston did a great job of catching that.
Tell you what, passes like that will soften up that secondary a little bit, won't it? Like he's going to run behind his fullback, number 44. He cuts it to the right side. He's got open spaces as well. Cuts to the inside, breaks the tackle. Donovan Arrington down inside at the Eagle Eye red zone, inside the 15-yard line, about the 14-yard line, with another good hard run.
Again, you're going to see him come off this right tackle here and break away. A good block, and you'll see the screen right there on number 8. Number 7 comes in and cuts him low. I think he's a little shaken up, but looks like we may have holding on Dothan High. And I believe it was the wide receiver outside. That's why it's only second and about 2 or 3. Actually, it's going to be back to first down now. I'm sorry.
So I guess that is from the end of the run. So we got a 1st and 5. Got to run up the middle. He is going to be able to get the first down. After a hard run, they're picking up that 4 yards, so it's going to move the chains. And although that long run was negated, partly negated, it's still going to bring up a first down for the Prattville Lions on the move.
Nice tackle by Zach Walker there. And the O-line coach has done a phenomenal job of making some adjustments at halftime, because they've got some holes for Mr. Arrington here in the second half, which there was hardly any in the first half. To give them credit, they're really doing a good job of moving the ball on the ground here in the second half.
Number 2 gets it again. Runs the ball to maybe about 4 yards. Hard head down run. So I tell you what, the Wolves defense gonna get tired if they got to deal with this for a little bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I wouldn't want to hit Arrington either. He's a load. When you bring him down, he punishes you. Normally the defense likes to punish the offensive players. It's opposite on this young man. This young man, when he gets going, he
looks like
punishes
Arrington's
the
gonna get a little rest here, Mark. Bring a running back, number 1, Jordan.
Looks like we may have false start on Prattville.
Yeah, number 1, Jordan Abignigna. Let's bring up second and about 13. So the Lions are looking downfield for a pass there. There's a little bit of short throw, but there is a flag on the play, so some kind of interference, and I'm assuming it's going to be defensive interference, Mark.
Look like they're playing hand, fighting all the way down the field. You'll see the call here. Here's the replay. A.J. Alexander made the mistake of just not turning his head. That's the problem he had there. He was in good position, but he was hand fighting him and ended up being a 15-yard penalty first down for Prattville.
Yeah, I think they had that same problem in the first half, didn't they, on a couple of those passes. They were in good position, they just didn't turn around. So that was number 2, Donovan Arrington, after coming back in after getting a little rest on the sideline. Slipped down, tried to make a cut to the outside, and just kind of fell down. So he's going to be a loss of about a yard, 2nd and 11.
And Zach Walker right in the middle of your screen there, number 6. Gets credit for the tackle, but Mr. Arrington pretty much slept down on the turf, which has been seen a lot from both sides tonight for some reason. We got Prattville here for timeout Prattville. And 2nd and 11 here with 56 seconds. So a little chance to talk about some college football here. What do you think about what's going on in Colorado? Because I tell you what, about everything you see on TV, Coach Prime Deion Sanders has taken over college football.
You know what? He is. He's doing what he always done. He's been in the spotlight. That's why they call him Coach Prime. I heard he sent a pair of sunglasses to the Colorado State coach in there after he made that comment about his mom, taught him to take his glasses and his hat off when he talked to an adult. So, but you know what? You knew that wasn't going to go over well with Coach Prime there.
Well, what I couldn't believe was I heard the ratings this week, and more people watch Colorado, Nebraska than Alabama and Texas. And I would have never thought that, but unbelievable. Give credit to Coach Prime. He has brought enthusiasm back to the Pac-12 and to Colorado, and they are loving it.
All right, we are back after the timeout by the Lions. After a couple talks trying to figure out how to get this. That was just an errant snap right there. It was a low snap, but I don't even know if it was if the referees. Forward. They're going to talk it out. We're going to listen to what Mr. White has to say about the situation. Jose, he said we got a false start, and I believe him. So the ball was snapped, but nobody moved, or somebody moved and the ball was snapped. But anyway, I think it was more of a snap infraction than a false start. But either way, it's a 5-yard loss. So it's going to move the Prattville Lions back to about the 32-yard line. So again, after that timeout, you hate coming out of a timeout and getting a penalty. I know the coach has got to be crazy frustrated about that.
Yeah, it looked like everybody moved but the center. So somehow the center wasn't on the same page there for some reason.
They're looking deep. Rick was throwing the ball, and it's going to be intercepted in the end zone. He's going to bring it out for the run. So that was number 7. Gavion Dury, he's cutting back to the middle of the field. Oh, the one man he had to beat slipped down. The quarterback is trying to catch him before he gets to the end zone, and he will not. Wow, that was a 110-yard run, Mark Kenny.
Yeah, nice interception there by Gavion Dury. Unbelievable. He made something happen. You know, at first you kind of tell him no, 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 and then it was go, 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 and he was gone. And I don't think anybody got close to him, but there is a flag on the play. Most likely in this situation, it's probably going to be a block in the back.
Yeah, more than like Coach Kennedy is trying to get an early call coming on the sideline, but you're probably right. They're going to try to hurry up and catch call by PAT, but they're going to have to talk about it. Let's see what the referees have to say about it.
Flag on the field. We got unsportsmanlike on the best of the team.
So got unsportsmanlike against the Prattville Lions. So that touchdown will stand. So we will have the call by PAT by number 17, Wesley Farmer. And man, what a run. And I tell you what, talking about a dagger in the back.
Well, Mr. Redford has had a really good game, and he just threw into double coverage for some reason. And the safety came back over and over the top, made the great play, and almost slipped down in the end zone, but came out and did a wonderful job of catching that ball and making something happen.
Yeah, like you said, that.
We got unsportsmanlike penalty on the best of the team. The penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. And like you said, that was Coach Kennedy. I'm sure he was going, no, 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 go, go, go on that one, because usually he wanted to take a knee and take it on the 20. But tell you what, did a fantastic job on running that ball back. That was something else.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Kevion. He as they say, took it to the house, and there wasn't too many folks even had a chance to make the tackle. I was afraid when I threw the flag out there, it was somebody had cut back on somebody and tried to make the block, but thank goodness for Dothan High it wasn't.
Ball up, and good. All right, that was a great kick there by Wesley, and that's going to put the lead 36-12. Let's watch this career close right here. Run back. They had their heads turned around that time, Mark.
I don't see anything so far, but he makes a great cutback, and I don't think anybody ever touched him the whole way.
It sure don't look like it. Looked like the defense did a great job of blocking for him on the way down. In that replay, I saw several blocks, and the defense ain't usually used to blocking, but they did a great job on that.
Yeah, they'll be kicking off from Prattville's 45-yard line, which he's been kicking out of the end zone anyway. This could end up in the parking lot, or he
split uprights.
May hit that nice new scoreboard.
So with 18 seconds left in this third quarter, the Wolves is taking a pretty substantial lead. A couple big plays by the Wolves. They did. They did it scoreboard. There's a couple big plays by the Wolves have set the bar high for the Prattville Lions to try to come back from that. You know, again, what the Prattville Lions have been doing has been grinding the ball. Well, that's just going to eat up clock. So that's going to be to the Wolves' advantage.
That's exactly right. Rigdon have had a great game and decision making. He just made a very poor decision on that throwing into double coverage. Kievion came over and, as you said, turned his head around and found the football and made a great play on it, and then turned into being a playmaker with the ball in his hands and ended up getting 6 points for Dothan High. And I imagine we'll see that again on a play of the week for WTVY.
Handoff number 2, he does find room. He gets run to that right side, cut to the outside a couple times with great success. So he's going to pick up Mr. Arrington about 12 yards there.
And Ezekiel Scott with the tackle.
Look like this is that was probably the last play of this quarter, and it is Will. So we're going to get on out. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. Hey, let's see what happens. All right, welcome back to the Rip. We are just now starting the fourth quarter, 11:45 left in the game. Dothan High Wolves taking a commanding lead, 36-12, with a phenomenal run back. So by number 7, Kievion Dury, which is amazing. So Prattville Lions got to make something happen here, Mark. They're running out of time, buddy.
Yeah, Arrington, they'd like to hand the ball off to him a lot and just control the game, but now they've put themselves in such a hole being down 24 points that they're going to have to kind of speed up the play and kind of go in the 2-minute offense all the time.
Gavin Rigdon looking downfield, and man, nice catch there. Man, went up and high pointed that ball and brought it in with both hands. That was impressive there. That was number 5, the wide receiver. Get his name. That's Brody Bowman.
Yeah, nice play there. Go up and get the ball at the high point. Brought it down 1st and 10 for Prattville.
Tell you what, I'm glad that Gavin Rigdon, they come back and threw that ball. I mean, you know, after the interception, sometimes you get a little gun shy, but that was a good play for him. That's a good confidence booster for him, Mark.
He's done a good job all night doing that. Just that last throw before that was a bad choice, but
Rigdon looking downfield, turns right, throws it away out of bounds. That's a good move because everybody downfield was covered. So, and he didn't have anywhere to run, so it's a good decision to go ahead and throw that out of there and not take a loss, a sack for a loss.
And on top of that, it stops the clock. So, nice, smart play by Rigdon there on the.
So that'll put the Prattville Lions 2nd down, 10 at the Wolves' 34-yard line. Again, and that clock is going to be not only do they have the defense of the Wolves, they got the defense of the clock working against them.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Handoff number 2, he's going to sleep well tonight. That was Mr. Arrington, and he just pushes the pile ahead for about a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 7 from the 31.
Yeah, Ezekiel Scott, number 9, and number 94, Xavion Abera, made a nice play there to only allow 3 yards. You're now in the 4th quarter. You're 4-down territory. You don't have to get all 7 here. I wouldn't, necessarily see him throw the ball downfield. You may give the ball twice to Mr. Arrington, what he's done in the second half, but you're definitely in 4-down territory.
Yep, got stacked receivers on both sides of the line. Rigdon looks downfield. He's got a man open, but he was unable to give it to him. He had pressure on the Wolves, so it was a kind of a wobbly pass. It was more out. He wasn't able to get to that. So that will bring him up 4th and 7, and like you said, that's got to be 4-down territory. 4-down territory.
And the pressure for Dothan High affected that throw because he had Tristan Blackman open and just a little bit wide. You'll see here on the replay, Dothan High did a great job of getting after him and pushes him out to the right of the pocket here on the run. And good job by Dothan High applying pressure. Big 4th down here. Looks like it's about 4th and 6.
Yeah, you don't have to actually tackle the quarterback to make him do an air and throw, and he feels that pressure. It's especially if he's been brought down a couple times.
We got a timeout for Prattville.
All right, so with 9:43 left in the game, Prattville with 4th down and 7, wisely takes a timeout and talks about, how they're going to get this first down and keep this drive alive.
Yeah, they've done a pretty good job of throwing the ball kind of like a fade route when they go out. They kind of look for one-on-ones, and their wide receivers have won a lot of battles tonight one-on-one. I don't expect them to hand the ball off or a screen. I would expect them to try to throw the ball to make a play here. If I'm Prattville, maybe they didn't like what they saw against the defense. That's the deal for the timeout. You're down 24 points, so this play is huge because probably if they don't get it, they may not get the ball back till 4 or 5 minutes left on the clock. So the way Dothan High can run the football. So Prattville's this is a key play right here to get back within 2 scores to make something happen, and hopefully they can get something going here for them in the 4th quarter.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Yep, they need to make something happen here because if Dothan High gets that ball back, they're going to grind it out. So they're going to let number 2 to Marion and number 5 to Marion and the other running backs just pound it. Trip receiver's a man in motion to tight end. He's looking down, he got pressure again. It was almost intercepted again by number 20. Oh, that was so close. Asim Blight was very close to getting another interception. Again, the pressure, I think, brought up there by the Wolves, just disrupted everything.
He did. He got back there so quick that the Prattville player wasn't expecting the ball. The wide receiver wasn't, and it was a little bit behind him. I think Rigdon thought he was going to sit down and on the route and make the play. But that's a great job by Dothan High applying that pressure and getting that turnover on downs.
Yeah, they took the tight end, number 17, brought him to the other side of the line and then drug him across the middle, and he was open. But again, with the pressure that the Wolves would be able to put on the quarterback, Rigdon didn't have time, or he was so out of whack that he couldn't throw the ball right.
I think you're going to see Dothan High here really try to slow this pace down.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they don't run that play clock down to at least 10 seconds. And they do have a bunch formation. They got a couple of receivers out, but I think it's just for show.
There's what a little
fake play right there, and he is wide open. Number 74 is going to take it to the house for the Wolves, and it's going to be a touchdown. That was a pretty nifty little play right there now. So Coach Kennedy bringing out all from way back.
Yeah,
that won't happen very often for him, so he better celebrate as much as he can. So that was awesome. That was number 74, McQuain Williams, with a big run.
Yeah, he moves pretty good for a big boy.
Yeah, he did. He got down the field in a hurry, didn't he?
He sure did, and I'd like to see the replay because obviously he wasn't on the line of scrimmage, and they did some type of trickery with the ball.
Yeah, so we're going to check it out after we got this call by PAT. They make this, that'll be 43-12. Kick is up. And the LEDs are shining at the Rip Hughes Stadium. The Wolves Nation here, this clear to close. Yep, there it is. See right there, he faked it to number 5, to Marion, and they just kind of sneaked it to him, and he was able to run. That was a nifty play right there.
And he looked like he was lined up in the left guard, and he just kind of spun around and handed the ball off to him, and he took off running. I'm confused on that because I thought you weren't allowed to touch the ball if you were a lineman. But that was a nice play call, and obviously they got to work. That was impressive. The running of number 74 was the most impressive thing of all because he was taking 2 steps every 5 yards and wasn't nobody catching him. He was moving.
All right, with let's see, 9:22. The Wolves have sure enough taken a commanding lead, 43-12. It's going to be a miracle for the Lions to come back from this. So that will, if everything keeps going the way it should, The Wolves will be 3-1. That's going to be a touchback right behind the goal line. So they're going to come out to the 20-yard line for the Prattville Lions to take over, and they got to score a lot in a hurry.
And high school football, if the ball on the kickoff gets in over the goal line, it's an automatic touchback. You cannot bring the ball out. So that's the reason why the play was stopped there. But 1st and 10 here from the 20 for Prattville. The only thing they can do is spread it out and throw the ball. He's can do a great job.
So Dothan High have Smith Station next game. So, and then that's who Prattville took care of last Friday.
And Enterprise is playing them right now, and they were up 35-0 at halftime.
Rigdon looking way downfield, and there's that man open. There's number 7. He's in a foot race for the goal line, and he's going to score. And just like that, they get one of those touchdowns back.
That's back-to-back plays. One was 80 yards. Nice touchdown by number 7 there. Did a great job of going and getting the ball. Zay Parrish. Touchdown right after the long play from Dothan High. Back and forth. It looks like a video game tonight here in the 4th quarter so far.
So we're fixing to have the call by PAT, and look like the Lions are going to go for 2 again. And I don't blame them. I would too. But, you know, that's got to boost the confidence a little bit. That was a one-play score.
And I imagine if you're the Dothan High coach, you don't mind it too much because your players can get kind of a big head.
Got a little fade route going on there, but he was well covered. That was the tight end, number 17. Kind of trying to fade it to the corner, but there was no chance of him having that. So with that being said, the call by PAT was missed. So 43-18, Wolves still in the lead. He had to slow down a little bit, but once he caught it, boy, he put the Jets on, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought from 7 there for Dothan High, I thought he was going to have a chance. Kavion Dirty, he's the one that had the 100+ yard interception return. And the young man from Prattville, Zay, he showed you that he's got speed too. And nice long touchdown pass for Prattville. I would probably expect a onside kick here if you're Dothan High.
Yeah, I would have my good hands folks up at the front. Hey, no doubt, and that's what they have. You see all them small numbers.
There's a replay again. Clear to close replay.
Oh,
right
great.
in stride. And again, if you're the Dothan High coach, it's not too bad because it gives you something to show your players, hey, we can always work on something. These are things we've got to work on. I know we're doing great tonight and putting points up, but if we want to be a complete team and finish out this season and get the playoffs, we've got to stay strong for 48 minutes. No lapses on the defense.
Exactly right. I mean, you know, that's a great point, Mark. You know, you on the kind of, you think you just got it all made. You over high-five one another, you know, patting each other, you know, dance on side. All of a sudden they score. You know, don't ever give up. There's, oh, nice bounce, and it's going to be caught by the Prattville line. I tell you what, you could not have done it better. It took a one hop and then a giant hop, and number 2 was able to haul it in. So Prattville Lions will get the ball on the onside kick inside the Wolves territory. It's going to be at about the 36-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice play by Prattville. You'll see here on the instant replay, ball kicking in, then about the second hop, boom, went straight up, and number 2 ended up coming down with it and making a great play there for Donovan. No, not Donovan. I'm sorry, that would be Mr. Tim Rawlinson. The other number 2 has long hair, and he did not have long hair, so that would be Mr. Tim Rawlinson with a nice catch off the bounce, and Prattville's on the 35, 1st and 10.
So Rigdon rolling right, throws it left, little cut across, that's number 7. He's got room to run, and he's going to scamper for a touchdown. Another one-play touchdown, and it is going to be I don't see a flag or anything. Do you, Mark?
I do not.
Boy, I tell you what, that's a well-designed play right there. And number 7, because he rolled to his right, threw back to the left, and nice crack back block on there by the Lions to free him up.
Like they're going for 2 here. The call, Bob, extra point.
There's that little fade again, and it's intercepted, but you can't run it back in high school.
Yeah, number 7 said, I can do it, though.
I can do, I'm going to give
Done
it a
it
shot.
once tonight, I'll do it again. He should, thank goodness you'll see here on the instant replay. Just a nice bubble screen back to the left here. Number 7 again, Zay Parrish. A nice block by number 15. That's a big block at the 20-yard line, and he outran everybody else. But, Philip, they just scored 12 points in a matter of about 18 seconds.
Yes.
So, like we said earlier, you can't be on the sideline thinking that this is they got it in wrap. The game's good to go. Prattville's not stopping, and they're going to probably try to do the same thing again. And that kicker's got this onside kick down to an art if he's got this for the second time.
It just couldn't have been no better. That one, like I say, it took a hop, and it's the big hop that you want, and that's the one he got. So we do have 8 minutes and 51 seconds. As Mark said, the Prattville Lions are not giving up in any shape, form, or fashion. So the Dothan Wolves better stay vigilant on them. Getting that ball and containing it and running some of that clock down, because if you can score another touchdown, then it will make things interesting.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And Prattville, you got to give them credit. They got down, but they didn't, hang their heads. They came back with 2 nice, big, quick plays. 130, 140 yards combined for both of them. It's nice job by Prattville. And
yeah,
making this a ball game now. You're looking at about a 19-point ball game now. So 2 or 3 more scores. If they can get an onside kick here and make something happen, it'll make it interesting for Dothan High.
Yeah, Coach Wallace has got to be tickled to death his team ain't giving up after being down so much. As a coach, you just, win or lose, you got to be proud of your team, because that's what you try to instill in them and your practice. And, and that is so hard to do, though, when you're in a game, you're down 24 points or plus that, for, like you said, everybody get the head down and just kind of, well, we lost, we're done with it. And they have not done that and really have responded well.
He acts like he's kicking it deep, but I'm not expecting it. Neither is Dothan High.
He may go left this time instead of right. There it is. Nope. So Dothan High was able to recover that one at about the 49-yard line. I think that was number 19.
Yeah, it was. That was a nice recovery. Donovan Jones for them. He's a wide receiver. That's a nice play for them, and you're probably going to see Dothan High. I know last time they threw the ball, I would be shocked if they don't line up. Oh, I'm sorry, they had the nice long run by the lineman last time for the run. I would expect them to continue to run the ball.
Yeah, look like it's going to be a kind of a wildcat direct snap kind of a deal. And that is it. Number 5, Tamarion going to take it on down and drive them legs and get it on for about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, number 1 caught him from behind and just hung on for the ride until about 3-4 other guys came up, made a tackle. He did a good job of keeping Tamarion there.
So that got that clock ticking. Both, let's see, Wolves have 2 timeouts. Lions have 1 timeout. It's 8:20 and ticking. So this is what the Wolves want. So they'll probably run that play clock. It's at 14-13. Probably get down below 10, at least below 10 every time. Had a direct snap, number 5, Tamarion Peterson. He's going to hand it off number 1, A.J. Alexander, and he's going to be able to get the first down. So that's going to move the chains. So that's a plus. It stops the clock, but just for a minute.
Yeah, Brody Bowman did a great job of getting him by the ankles, because if he doesn't catch him, he's still running. And this is where Dothan High needs to work on, as you said earlier, is working that clock down. That ball should not be hiked under 10 seconds, possibly closer to 5 seconds, and just milk that as much as you can.
The same play right there. Tamarian Peterson's going to hand it off to number 1, A.J. Alexander, and he fights and claws and pushes his way down for a good 8-yard gain. So this is what they want. This is what they want, Mark. They want to grind it out.
Yeah, Leighton Taggart, number 78, tried to strip him and was trying to grab the football the whole time there. And Dothan High did a great job of just keep grinding those legs and end up getting 8 yards out of that first down. That's a nice run by Dothan High. Brings up a very second and short here.
It's fake. They're going to try to catch him sleeping, and they did. Got a man, number 2. Who's going to score? That is Jalen Corbett. So they ran. Then they faked the handoff and caught him snoozing a little bit.
Yeah, sure did. Caught me off guard, because I wasn't expecting that either. I was expecting the run, and nice play call by Dothan High. Threw over the top of that defense, and tell you what, that Sam Broadway is a 10th grader. If he continues to improve, you'll see him on Saturday. He throws a pretty ball.
Yeah, he had a great lead there. I mean, another just like the one he threw over the middle, right in stride. So, because he was guarded pretty close, so it had to be it was a tight window for him to get that ball in there. Here's the call by PAT. The Wolves going to go for 2. There's a snap, the handoff number 1, and he's going to get in. So that is going to be a 2-point conversion. So that's going to give the Wolves 51 points to the Prattville Lions 24. So that definitely is a nail in the coffin there.
Yeah, you'll see the replay here. Nice fake by Broadway to Marion. Hits number 2 about the 5-yard, and he does the rest, takes it in the end zone. So, I mean, Jalen Corbett did a good job, and good job tonight. You know, they've been pretty balanced with the running and throwing, and I've been impressed. I think last year that's what kind of hurt them a lot, was not being able to throw the ball like this, and they've done a great job of throwing the football, and if they can continue to improve that, they're going to be a hard team to handle come playoffs and the end of the season.
I agree, 110%. You're right. Last year, I mean, it was run, and you might have thrown it every once. I bet they didn't throw it a couple games that we did, maybe 3 times in the whole game. So here they really have had a balanced attack, and again, Sam Broadway is come on strong. Tell you what, he is going to be a really good quarterback for several years to come.
Yeah, his dad is a really good golfer, and he played a couple of the junior circuits, and tried to get to the PGA Tour.
There's another kick into the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback. He needs to just let that go. But 6:39, Wolves with a commanding lead, 51-24. Looked like the Prattville Lions was going to come, make a strong comeback, score 2 touchdowns within 18 seconds or so to 20 seconds. But Dothan High has answered with a touchdown of their own.
Yeah, they responded well back after those, and you know coaches got them over there and got them head screwed back on straight and went down the field to make things happen. That was a nice comeback there by Dothan High against 2 quick scores there to start here in the 4th quarter.
You think the Wolves are going to rush 3 and put everybody back?
I don't know. They've been pressuring him all night.
Rigdon looking downfield, and it is intercepted by the Wolves. That is number 8, and he is going to trot in for another Wolves touchdown. That is Tavarion Knight, the cornerback. Again, Rigdon was rolling out, and it was not a good throw.
And TK Knight, his wide receiver slipped down. Defensive back made a great play. That's 2 turnovers for touchdowns for Dothan High tonight, scoring 57 points and going for the extra point here. They are looking extremely strong tonight, moving into next week versus Smith Station.
Yeah, the call ball PAT. How many different ways have the Wolves scored tonight?
I don't know. A bunch.
Going for 2, going to do that same little handoff, and it's going to be a 2-point conversion. So again, that was number 1, trotting in, barely touched, A.J. Alexander. And so the Wolves, after that PAT, is going to be up 57-24 over the Prattville Lions.
I think now it's starting to get a little chippy out here. You'll see the instant replay clear to close. Got a tip and nice play. Ends up taking it back. TK does for the touchdown here. After the 2-point conversions, I think some few words were said. I wouldn't probably expect to see some unsportsmanlike conduct for both teams here offset. So I think.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I mean, they did a interception, a run back, 110 yards, run the ball in, pass the ball in. So 4 or 5 different ways that they've scored a touchdown.
Yeah, sure have. They've done a great job. Yeah, it looks like here they're probably writing down numbers. Looks like to me they're writing down somebody for unsportsmanlike conduct. Somebody might end up being ejected from this. I'm not sure exactly if a punch was thrown or something was said, but generally speaking, when they end up writing something down like that, somebody's normally ejected.
We got a personal foul after the play in Prattville. Then we got a dead ball. Unsportsmanlike on Prattville. We'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Okay, so you had a personal foul and unsportsmanlike conduct. Prattville, probably the same one. So that's going to be assessed on the kickoff. So they'll be kicking from what, the 40-yard line?
About the 30.
30-yard line. So that's a lot of walking off.
I mean, he come out on the field.
Looks like we got a heat timeout is what we got. But if that's 30 yards and penalties, and we'll come back. It's 59-24. Y'all come back and see the rest of this ball game. All right, welcome back, everybody, here to Riffview Stadium. You're looking at the Ridgecrest Zone coming in. Dothan High has just scored again. Looking at the student section, thoroughly enjoying themselves with a 59-24 lead. It was 6:26. You don't see this too often where you have a kickoff from the 30-yard line on the other side of the field. I would not be shocked if they didn't try to do a onside kick, because even if it goes 10 yards, you're still inside the 20. So.
And it is the onside kick. It was a good one, but it was recovered by the Lions. And like you said, I mean, and it's good practice. I mean, you know, why not? Like I say, you're going to get it on the 20, and now you get it on the 15.
Yeah. That's exactly right. And, you know, some folks may take that they're trying to run the score up. Unsportsmanlike, I don't think that happened at all. That's why not be the smart way and kick the ball inside the 20, because he easily could have. The way these guys have kicked tonight, he probably kicked it to Colby and Bottoms if he had the chance from that close. But put the ball inside the 20 and make them move the ball down the field. I like that play call from Coach Kennedy.
Absolutely. And Coach Wallace would have done the same thing. So, you know, if it would have been Prattville, they'd have done the same thing. And I think both of those coaches understand what they're doing there. So 6:22, 59-24. They spend, I don't know what, 5-6 touchdowns scored this fourth quarter.
Been a lot.
Rigdon's going to hand it off to Arrington, and he's going to be hammered at about the 16-yard line, picking up maybe a yard.
I think Coach Wallace is probably, not at such a fever pace that he was at earlier. He's going to try to make things happen, but we're bringing Arrington off the field right now. I'd pull him out. He's a workhorse for your team. You don't want him to have a sprained ankle or a stinger in the neck or the shoulder, and just making things happen for them. They were within 2 scores there in the third quarter, and then Dothan High just took off and did a phenomenal job of putting points on the board. And Prattville couldn't stay up with them.
Got a handoff to the running back and trying up the middle again, and that's going to be a no-gainer. Going to get, maybe a half yard. Going to be 3rd down and a long 8.
Prattville, they've already had their bye week, so they've only played 2 games. They've already got 1 win in the area. They're 1-1 now, so they're not out of it by no means. And the passes games mean a lot, but if Prattville handles business with the other teams, they still got a chance to go to the playoffs. So it's
Rigdon looking downfield. He's got number 5 again. That's another great catch by him. That's his second high point catch going up there. So he's got some height, and he's got great hands.
Yeah, Brody Bowman there goes up and gets it. Dothan High is just not doing a very good job of looking back and finding that football. And it's being thrown on their side of the field. The coaches are screaming ball, 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 ball. And they've gone up. Prattville has gone up and made some phenomenal catches.
So Prattville with a 1st and 10, hands it off to Arrington. He gets to about the 41-yard line, picks up about a yard. Again, this is what Dothan High is liking this, because that clock is running. It's 4:10 and just clicking away.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of keeping Prattville in front of them. That's all they want to do. And do not let that clock stop running. Tackle there made by number 32. Brings up 2nd and long for Prattville.
Prattville's letting that play clock wind down as well. The give off to Arrington, he's going to get a couple yards. Going to be 3rd and 5, 3:27 and counting.
They're doing a good job of playing defense. You'll see some different numbers out there. Number 15, they're rotating guys in and out. That's good for Dothan High, getting experience for the younger guys, because you're just one play away from being out there for an injury on the depth chart.
Kicking a little flare-out pass there to number 3. He's going to be able to pick up to the 1st down and get out of bounds. So that's a nice little throw. I mean, that's a safe throw. I'm surprised to see more of those, because he can throw that ball out there, especially if it's quick. On the run, he seems like where he had the trouble when he was rolling right or running left. For one, it gave Dothan High time to get to him. And those quick little out passes out there, let your athletes make plays, seemed like it would have been a good idea.
Yeah, that move on Calhoun there. Nice catch and getting the 1st down. 1st and 10 from Prattville.
Big hole up the middle for Arrington, number 2. He's going to get all the way down to about the 30-yard line of the Wolves.
Yeah, that's a nice tackle there by number 24 coming in the ball game. That would be Nashawn Hart, 10th grader for Dothan High. Get to about 2:35 here left to go with something that you see the coaches out there not happy about what he's seeing out there. I think we just got a 5-yard penalty on offside. We talked about this.
Now we got encroachment on defense.
We talked about this earlier. This is still learning. They're still learning right now. This looks good on the scoreboard, and everybody pulls up the game tomorrow, the newspaper or online, and they'll go, ooh, 59 points. Boy, Dothan High must have really just done great, but it was close in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, there's no doubt. So got a new running back in there. That's number 21. Again, I think they're going to bring in some fresh people. So like Mark said earlier, nobody gets hurt. None of the big players get hurt, and it also gives the other ones some great experience. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it was a really tight ball game, and then to the third. I mean, when they scored those 2 touchdowns early, I mean, one more would have put them really close.
That's right. Tackle made there by Graham Davis, number 32. His brother was actually the starting quarterback last year for Dothan High, Carter Davis. He's now a catcher at Wallace College here in Dothan.
Yeah, number 21, Landon Smith, is the new running back. Rigdon's looking down deep. Now there you go. You turned your head that time. Good play by the Wolves. I mean, it was tight coverage. When he saw the guy get to the end zone, he turned his head around. So that helps him not to get pass interference, and that's how you play that position.
Yeah, that was a good job. Led him just a little bit too much, but, it's a situation where they, I think they did a great job of doing that. Brings up third. Looks like about 2 here for Prattville. I don't think he got it. I think he's about a yard short.
I think he is too. I don't think he tried to turn the corner and get, but he was not able to.
Number 23, Cam Hudspeth, coming up and making the tackle.
21.
And you're exactly right, Mark. I mean, he's a good 2 yards short. That was Landon Smith trying to make the corner and get around, and he was not able to. The speed of the Wolves stopped him and got him out of bounds 2 yards short.
Brings up 4th and 2 here with less than a minute.
See Arrington back in. A nice little pass out to number 15. He finds some room to run out there. It's going to get all the way down to about the 10-yard line.
Aaron Scott there with the tackle. Another sophomore getting some playing time tonight. With the running clock, less than 30 seconds now on here.
First and goal.
Rigdon looked for like a touch pass for Arrington, wanting to run up under it, but he was kind of blocked out, wasn't able to get there.
Yeah, number 15, number 13 there for Aaron Scott and Declan Jones. Both sophomores did a great job of staying. Mr. Arrington threw the ball out of bounds here with 15 seconds left.
Handoff to number 2, Arrington. They're trying to get one more score just for, I guess, to make you feel good. So it got down to about the 5-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd and 5, and that's going to be game. Ball game, Mark. So, wow, a lot of points scored, huh?
Yeah, really was. And I think after the disappointing loss where they thought they had a chance in last weekend, they probably feel like, and most folks I talked to who were at the game last week thought that Dothan High probably deserved to win. They'd have been up 2-0 and aired, but now they're back to 1-1. And like we just said earlier about Prattville, Dothan High's definitely in the mix of it here going forward for the playoffs. They just got to handle business when they start playing Central Phoenix and Opelika. Next week they go to Smith Station. They will be a heavy favorite when they go there. So hopefully that they can get this done. But tonight I think both sides of the ball was probably one of the best things I've seen from Dothan High in a long time.
Yeah, I agree 100% with everything you said, and I think the Wolves want to make a statement tonight because they did lose in double overtime, and that hurt. I mean, it really did. So we can't do this without our sponsors. We want to thank them: Bob Woodall Air Care, Eagle Eye Outfitters, Clear to Close Real Estate Group. So replays, thank you. Jim Whaley Tires, Jack's. It's all about the South. Hyundai of Dothan. Southeast Health. Brian Holloway Carpet 1. Triple E Designs, Tri-State Parking Lot Maintenance, Ridgecrest Baptist Church with the awesome drone shots, Tyree Entertainment, and WTVY News 4. Thank you for putting this on.
Yeah, they did a great job tonight as always. The crew that brings the great angle shots and the guys in the truck starts off with our producer Jared Tyree, followed by our director Steve Pierce, graphics Mr. Bradley Roper, audio Alan Pierce. Replay tonight did a good job, Mr. Broxton Gannon. Our great Ridgecrest drone operator is Mr. Matt Woodward. Also, our camera operators tonight are Neil Simmons, Lee Borchick, Hasty Wiggins, and Keith Overy. Truck technicians tonight is Justin Pierce. We've got our spotter, Ms. Jackie Kinney. I'm Mark Kinney alongside Philip Giddy. We'll see you next week at the same time. Good night and God bless y'all.